DEI did not benefit black people en masse. It benefited a couple of token blacks. And I'm sorry, y'all gonna lose your little token benefits. But DEI did not benefit the masses of African people. Barack Obama is the first president to use the words diversity, equity, and inclusion in his DEI initiative that he signed in August of 2011, mandating that the federal government take steps to diversify, include, and guarantee equity for minorities. But it was all about the rainbow. That law was about immigrants and rainbow gangers.
Let's stop it right there. Welcome back to Young, Black, and Wealthy, y'all. I've been saying this for the last year or so, that DEI was not about black people. Black people were just used as the face of it, but it was more about promoting the rainbow. Y'all know what I mean, because everywhere you see, and after they started implementing all these DEI programs, you start seeing nothing but rainbow stuff. LGBTQ plus support for their communities, all in the stores, all in Hollywood, all everywhere. Now we're going to dig into the numbers and see who's benefited the most a little later on. But before we get into that, I would kindly appreciate if you guys would give us a thumbs up. It helps us to get our content out to more people, and it also helps us to continue to grow our community. Let's go ahead and dig into more of what Dr. Umar got to say.
It was not about black people. Yes, you have a few black people who are going to lose some DEI benefits. But we are 42 million. And when we add our African immigrant brothers and sisters in, we're about 45, 48. I'm going to round it up because they always suppress our numbers. I'm going to round it up to 50 million Africans in America. Somebody help me understand how Barack Obama's DEI has benefited black people in these past 16 years. Help me understand.
Help me understand.
Affirmative action is not the same as DEI. Affirmative action was destroyed by George Bush in the opening years of the 21st century. He destroyed it. The Supreme Court destroyed it. Affirmative action has not been a governmental priority since Lyndon Baines Johnson. Affirmative action has been dead. Affirmative action been dead. That's why Barack Obama called it diversity, equity, and inclusion. Why didn't Barack Obama call it affirmative action? Why didn't Barack Obama call it affirmative action? Why didn't Barack Obama call it affirmative action? I'll tell you why Barack Obama didn't call it affirmative action. Barack Obama didn't call it affirmative action because he didn't want it associated with black people. He didn't want it associated with black people. You're fighting for something that was not created to help you. Let me say it again for the coonocracy in the back. You're fighting.
The coonocracy. Dr. Umar, I know he be coming up with some words, but that's hella funny though.
For something that was not created to help you. Let me say it one more time. You're fighting for something that wasn't created to help you. They are distracting you from your main fights. We should be fighting against mass incarceration. We should be fighting against miseducation. We should be fighting against police genocide. We should be fighting against economic apartheid. We should be fighting against homelessness and gentrification. Not Nelly for performing, not Snoop Dogg, not Black History, and not DEI.
Man, I guess they'll believe it now that Dr. Umar said it, because I've been saying it for a long time. So the other day, after this big debate started to take place on social media, after Donald Trump signed his executive order revoking the Equal Opportunity Employment executive order that Lyndon Baines Johnson had put in place, you know, black people got super emotional. And the first thing they started saying is that he took away the 1965 Civil Rights Act, and we've lost all our rights, and everything's going to shit. I had to stop him. I said, first of all, he didn't revoke a law. He signed an executive order revoking another executive order. Big difference. Only Congress can take away a law and replace it with another law. They create legislation. Now, the president can sign that legislation into law or veto it, but he cannot revoke a law. I think some of y'all need to take a civics class so you can understand how laws, executive order, and such actually work. Now, let's dig into it. We know now from the statistics, the facts, that white women are the biggest beneficiaries of DEI. I'm going to say that again. White women are the biggest beneficiaries of DEI. If you don't believe me, go look it up right now. Google it. Disproportionately, they benefit from DEI programs. But why are you, as a black person, the face of it? Why are you falling all out all over the place when it's not even benefiting you? Or is benefiting you to such a small degree it doesn't even matter? Most of the chief diversity officers in these major companies, guess who the majority of them are? White women. Not you. The people that are falling all out, fighting, ready to have a heart attack over DEI, it ain't you. You know what else I did? When I was looking at the stats from DEI, I said, let me go take a look at affirmative action. And the biggest beneficiaries of affirmative action were, if you guessed the white women, you're right. So there's just a common theme here that they use black people to fight, mainly liberals, use black people to fight for all of these different so-called civil rights for people. And black people are the last people to benefit from it. We benefit the least from all the programs that they put in place. And yet we're the main ones on the front lines fighting for them. And we won't even take the time to sit down and research. We just sit up and we turn on Joy Reid, Don Lemon, and all the rest of the liberal media pundits and listen to them tell us what to think, tell us how to react, give us some old superficial ass talking point that doesn't dig or doesn't go deep enough for us to actually understand what's happening. And then we run with it and go disseminate it on social media. And then if you think about it, diversity, equity, and inclusion. As a business owner, I would never hire somebody based upon skin color, gender, or sexual preference. I want to hire you based upon your qualifications. Do you have the skills? Do you have the education? Do you have the experience? Are you reliable? Do you have the work history? That's what we're looking for. Why should I hire you just because you're black? Why should I hire you just because you're gay? Or because I need to fill some quota so that I can get some rating from some third-party agency to say whether I'm a good, solid business or not? How do I get the best results out of hiring to run my business when I'm hiring based off things that have absolutely nothing to do with running the business? Like gender, like skin color, like sexual preference. Makes no sense. And at the end of the day, we should be, why aren't we thinking like this? Why aren't we thinking like this? Because I'm sure the majority of black people that run businesses, that are entrepreneurs, and we have many of them out here, I guarantee you, if you sit them down right now and ask them, would they hire somebody that was homosexual just because they're homosexual over someone who has the experience, the skills that they need to perform the job that they're trying to fill? I can guarantee you they're going to say they're going to hire the person that has the skills, because that's common sense. DEI moves us away from common sense hiring. And so I can't get with it. Now, I'm not going to denigrate the history of this country. I'm not one of those conservatives that are going to act as if this country is post-racial. I'm not going to sit up and act like this country and the people in it didn't discriminate against black people. I'm not one of those conservatives that's going to act like racism doesn't exist right now. But I'm also not going to act like that we haven't made strides, and I'm also not going to act like somebody's holding me back right now. You're not going to find me playing victim. Because the odds are against us all. So we could either lay down or we're going to get up and do something about it. And then as black people, as a people, if we don't like these initiatives or them taking away this program and that program, nobody's stopping you from starting a business and hiring your own kind based off of whatever qualifications, whether it's skin color or gender or sexual preference. Nobody's stopping you. Go out and we can go out and do our own thing. Do for self. If you don't like it, if you hate the way things are going, then nobody's stopping you from creating your own businesses, which are much needed in our community. But let me say this before I go. I wasn't surprised to hear Dr. Umar say what he said about DEI because it's so obvious. And now that we live in the age of information, it's no excuse why we should know about what's really going on. We can dig into the numbers. They're available. And I challenge all the people who are going to get into this comment section, which I want you to do, to go look up the information that I just presented and Dr. Umar presented in this video. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. If you gained some value from this video, whether it was entertainment or educational, I would kindly appreciate if you give us a thumbs up, comment, share with others. If you're not a part of our family, the Young Black and Wealthy family, just hit that subscribe button. You already family. Just come join the community. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support. See y'all in the next video.